Most of my childhood I lived in Boston, downtown Boston. So I would take this 45-minute ride to school from where I lived to the school, and I would memorize people, and then all day long during all my boring classes, I would draw the people I memorized on the subway. And that was kind of like the assignment I gave myself every day. That's pretty much where it started, I guess, now that I think of it. I hadn't really ever thought of like when it started, when this bad habit began. In terms of like the atmospheric aspect of it and this kind of liminal space that a lot of my work kind of deals with or describes or places the viewer in, I am constantly thinking about that and trying to get to that place in life in general, and sort of live in that space, which I think is a very fertile kind of energetically inspiring kind of a place. So like whether I'm meditating or doing yoga or running or, being outside, like all of those things are ways that I'm able to get there. And then in the studio, I think the trick is to like take everything that I've brought in, like intellectually, like research wise, and leave it. I can't say that I'm not thinking, but I'm definitely not doing any linear thinking when I'm painting. It's more moving things around until they feel like they're in a state of flux. I'm working right now, and I have been working the last couple of years with a scientist who studies microbiology of the deep sea. She's a marine scientist at Bigelow Labs, and I've been working with her, which basically means we meet periodically, and she shows me footage, and we talk about the deep sea. And she answers my questions, and she tells me stuff that she's doing. And all of it sort of has this activist side to it too, because because her work has implications for what the effects of deep sea mining will be on the ecosystem. And so then we together give talks that share the awareness, and also the goal, the linear goal is that people will see the work and hear what it's about, and hear what Beth has to say, the scientist I'm working with, and have a connection, an emotional connection to a place that not many people have ever seen, obviously, or really know about, and that even even the scientists don't know a lot about yet. For me, the attraction is this deep, dark, unknown place, which is full and rich and teeming with all kinds of life and, wonderful things that we don't even know about yet. So there's this discovery element, and there's also this mystery and darkness and magic. And I'll dive into certain areas, like I'm really interested in bioluminescence for a little while, and I'm playing around with neon colors, and I'm just exploring all this research, and then I let it come out. So that's what most of these paintings are inspired by, the past couple of years. I mean, there are things in my paintings, but I'm not interested in representing a thing, except I do in my drawings. But even my drawings are in a state of motion and flux. I feel like if the work is successful, if my work is successful, then you can look at it a million times and see something different. I'm happy when I can get to a place during a session of painting where I'm in that state of mind that's almost trance-like. A painting is done when it's moving, honestly, and when I feel something from it, like when it becomes itself. I mean, it almost takes on its own life. It does take on its own life. And I think that's that's what it's all about. It's almost like it's not about me. I'm assisting. To take the time to let the work develop is important, and without that, the work feels not great to me. And sometimes I have to show it anyway. But what's ironic is often when I have the time that the paintings take is very small. Like a really good painting will come out pretty quickly if I'm not trying too hard. I'm just thinking about like what I wish somebody had said to me, or what somebody did say to me that might have been helpful. I don't know. I think I learned more I get better advice from young artists than I do give it. I think that the most important thing is to let yourself be free and make as much as you need to or want to, and make stuff when you don't want to, and just make stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I really feel like I learn more from young artists than I have to offer. I don't know if I have much to offer. I think it might be the other way around. I draw every day, pretty much, whether I'm here or not, or talk about it or think about it. And I believe very strongly in the portable studio. So I always have like 4 boxes of watercolors and 3 sketchbooks, and I make drawings every day. I don't have any trouble getting to the studio. Sometimes I have trouble like letting myself paint, because I think I get scared of it sometimes. It's scary. It's hard sometimes, and it's so I think like even when I'm not feeling like I can paint, I walk in here, and usually once I walk into the studio, I immediately start painting. It's just, I'm like, oh, that needs something, or I ask the paintings what they need, you know. I'm like, what do you guys need? What's happening? I'm like working on a bunch of new stuff that I'm not sure when it's going to show, or if it's going to show, or what it's going to look like, and I'm letting myself screw it up, and I'm letting myself try new things and new colors and new techniques, and letting myself not feel the pressure of making a thing, you know, that's presentable or that I have to stand behind. I can be like, yeah, it's not that great. It's fine. That's okay. And honestly, that's usually when the best stuff comes. Like, the things that I think are great usually aren't. And things that I think are like just me messing around are usually often better things.